when something's foundations are broken, cracks start to appear. And by just putting some paper over it or painting over it, ain't going to fix it. Those foundations need to be rebuilt. Hey guys, welcome back. Going to do Dave's performance at the Brits last night. So this is like coming out 2 days after, but he did his black live. So let's jump onto it, man. He went deep with this one, deep.
Look, black is beautiful, black is excellent. Black is pain, black is joy, black is evident. Working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, cause you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Black is so much.
Come straight out of the gate talking about equality. You know, if you're black, if you're black of the lesser ethnicity population, you've got to prove yourself constantly, or you feel you've got to prove yourself constantly, you know, against the majority, which is white people. It's kind of hard for me to talk about this, but you know, because obviously because I'm white, but I'm open-minded and I see where he's coming from, basically. So if two people go for a job interview, a black person and a white person, it tends to be more the white person get hired, even though or the black person has to prove themselves to be worthy more, which it shouldn't be because everybody's equality.
Can level them. Black is so much deeper than just African American. Our heritage been severed. You never got to experiment with family trees. Cause they teach you out famine and greed. Show you pictures of our family on their knees. Tell us we used to be barbaric. We had actual queens. Black is watching child soldiers getting killed by other children, feeling sick so quick. This could have happened to me. Mummy watching, telling stories about your dad and your niece. Listen.
So it's talk about, you know, if you think about if you think about African countries, you know, the ones with the civil wars and the ones with, you know, that take the kids, stick a gun in the hand, yeah, and then they've got to go kill other kids and stuff like that. That's what he's talking about there. But before that, he was saying, you know, about not being able to explore the family trees, because back when slavery started, you know, and they got all the Africans and took them to America, then you can't trace that back. You got plucked, chucked on a ship, sailed over to America. You know what I mean? So how can you trace your family tree back? It's impossible. You know, and they're saying, you know, black people are barbaric, but we had actual queens. You know, they had actual queens. So how? It's just a stereotype.
Niece, listen, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Kid dies, the blacker the killer, the sweeter the news. And if he's white, you give him a chance, he's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably armed, you see him and shoot. Look.
That goes down to just racial profiling. You know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So in other words, he's saying that the blacker the news, the sweeter the story. You see a black guy kill somebody, or see there's a story about a black guy killing somebody, that's more juicier than a white guy killing somebody, and they'll just say, oh, the white dude's just ill and confused, whereas the black guy, you know, as a black guy, this is his nature, this is what they do. You get what I mean?
Armed, you see him and shoot. Look. Black is growing up around the barbershop. Mommy says stay away from trouble, you're in yard a lot. Studying for ages, appreciating the chance you got. Cause black is in your blood and you ain't even got the heart to stop. Black is stepping in for your brothers because your father's gone. Standing by your children when you haven't proven karma wrong. Black is doing all of the above, then going corner shop. Trying to help a lady cross the road to have her walking off. Black is growing up around your family and making it. Being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. People say you're faking it, never stay for changing it. But black is being jealous. You'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black.
He's talking a lot of stuff about family, you know. So what I don't want to sound like I'm stereotyping, but what I see on movies and stuff like that, that black families are close, very very close, you know, and they help each other out through the hard times, through the struggles. Which, you know, there's a lot of poverty in America. I know Dave's English, but there's a lot of poverty in America and places like that. You know, and you've got your lower communities, your lower class communities, which are predominantly black. Yeah, but they're so tight knit as family units, you know, because they've got no else, you know, sometimes. But you know, you say, you know, it's not just the family stuff. We'll go to a corner shop and help an old lady across the road. We're not going to mug her. You know, it's all stereotypes, which obviously it's fucking not right at all. You know, and then he said before that, you know, he said stepping in to help your mother, you know, with your siblings, because basically, you know, your father's done sort of like a stereotypical stuff and left, but it's up to the eldest child to step up and be a man. And that's what a lot of kids do, you know, when that happens.
Never stay for changing it, but black is being jealous. You'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black is struggling.
Sorry about talking so much, but you know, we're talking about, you know, being run out of your home, being run out of your country because of civil war or infighting and stuff like that. You know, you can't even stay in your own country, or you're being dragged from your country. Talking a lot of truths here, man.
You'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black is struggling to find your history and tracing it. You don't know the truth about your race because they're erasing it. Black has got a really sour flavour, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
You don't know about your history because they're erasing it. Because some countries are ashamed of how slavery came about and stuff, so we'll just erase that history. You know, we'll try and keep that public knowledge.
Look, black isn't a single colour, man, there's shades to it. Her hair's straight and thick, but mine's got waves in it. Black is not divisive, they've been lying and I'm hating it. Black has never been a competition, we're all making it. Black is deadly. Black is when you're freezing in your home and you can't get sleep, but never feeling empty because you got 20 cousins in your country living stress-free, walking for their water daughter wrapped inside a bed sheet. Black is...
So he's going back to talk about family, you know, like how I said about the tightness and close-knit of family. He said, yeah, we might not have nothing, yeah, but that don't matter because I've got 20 cousins who are out of a country with conflict in it. Yeah, they're being driven out of their own country, but at least I know where they are and I know that they're safe. But, you know, nobody should be run out of their own country. Whether, you know, there's a lot of politics behind what he's talking about. And unfortunately, like, a lot of countries are corrupt.
Daughter wrapped inside a bed sheet. Black is distant, it's representing countries that never even existed while your grandmother was living. Black is my Ghanaian brother, reading into scriptures, doing research on his lineage, finding out that he's Egyptian. Black is people naming your countries and what they trade most. Coast of Ivory, Gold Coast, and the Grain Coast. But most importantly, to show how deep all of this pain goes, West Africa, Benin, they call it Slave Coast. Black is so confused.
This is actually giving me like goosebumps, man, hearing him talk about this, because he's speaking from his heart, and he's on a platform where he's using his voice to get this out there. You know, so he's saying, you know, there's countries now that didn't exist when his grandma was younger, yeah, because all countries get fractured and broken down and stuff like that, and different sections to it. But he said that he goes on to say, you know, I've got a Ghanaian brother a Ghanaian friend who tried chasing his lineage back. It turns out he's actually Egyptian because he got run out of his own country. And then he goes on to talk about, you know, the name countries after or parts of countries after what they get from it. You got your Gold Coast, you got your Grain Coast. And of course, you've got your slave coast. Slave coast.
They call it slave coast. Black is so confusing, cause the culture they're in love with it. Take our features when they want and have their fun with it. Never seem to help with all the things we know will come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering. Black is being strong inside the face of defeat. Poverty made me a beast. I battled the law in the streets. We all struggle, but your struggle ain't a struggle like me. Well, how could it be when your people gave us the odds that we beat? I mean, bloody hell, what about...
So he's talking about. I think what he's talking about is people trying to say, "Oh yeah, I know your struggles." So it's like me saying, "Yeah, I know your struggles." No, I don't. No, I don't. You know. So that's what he's trying to say. Well, you don't know my struggles because you give us the odds to beat. You don't have to beat these odds. You know, you're out there saying that. Oh, I understand, or well, kind of like I'm doing now. To be fair. Like when you say, I know your struggles, I know what you've been through, but nobody knows, apart from black people, what they've been through. I can't say that I know what he's been through, because I don't. I only know what we get told and what I listen to in music.
I mean, bloody hell, what about our brothers that are stuck in jail that couldn't bust the bell, they held a burden, got to live with it. Black is being guilty until proven that you're innocent. Black is saying free all of my people stuck inside them prison cells. Think it's funny we ain't got nothing to say to them. Unconditional love is strange to them, it's amazing. Black has really got the sweetest flavour, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
So he's talking about, he's going on to talk about crime. So he said about busting a bell and holding a bird. So like shooting a gun, and in England we call doing bird. It's like doing prison time. So he's basically talking about stereotypes in crime. Yeah, and like how white people. I don't. It's hard to talk about like this, but white people. If you go to court, you're innocent until proven guilty. But he's saying that black people, you're guilty until proven innocent, because you've already got that stereotype. You've already tarnished with that brush that all black people are associated with crime, you know, and all white people associated with like white collar crime, so like financial crime and stuff like that, not down on the street shooting, stabbings, which we all know is just a facade that's pulled over your eyes, because no matter what your colour, everybody does the same sort of crimes. Don't matter what your colour is, and everybody should be innocent until proven guilty, like the law says. Not guilty until proven innocent.
There ain't a thing that I would change in it. It is racist, whether or not it feels racist. The truth is, our prime ministers are real racist. They say you should be grateful we're the least racist. I say the least racist is still racist. And if somebody hasn't said it, equality's a right, it doesn't deserve credit. Now if you don't want to get it, then you're never gonna get how the news treats Kate versus how they treated Meghan.
So he's just coming straight out and, and slagged his Prime Minister off, which I do not care about one little bit. You know, the politics in this country, we might as well not have any politics in this country. But then he goes at the royal family and said, you want to talk about equality, yeah, and you want to talk about understanding the difference between black and white. Well, we'll give you this scenario: Kate Middleton, Meghan Markle. Kate Middleton's white, from a rich family, you know, high education family. Meghan Markle, an actress from an ethnic family, yeah, and look how they're being treated. Kate can do no wrong, Meghan can do no right. And that's it. That's in a royal family, that, you know. And good on Meghan and Harry for getting out. That's all I can say.
Versus how they treated Meghan. Rest in peace, Jack Merritt. You're my brother in arms. There's tears in our eyes and love in our hearts. We never had the same background, culture, colour or past, but you devoted your life to giving others a chance. And for that,
man, this is going deep. Jack Merritt, where he works with inmates in prisons, you know, and he tried to give them knowledge and help them for when they got released from prison. And he's saying, you know, we're not from the same background, we're not the same colour, but you're my brother in arms because we're both trying to fight the same fight, basically. Jack got killed on London Bridge at the end of last year, you know, by a guy he was released from prison, and he was known to be associated with terrorism, and he got killed. He stabbed a few people, and unfortunately some got really badly injured. Jack died, but the similar is that Jack worked in prison to try and help rehabilitate people, fighting a good fight, and he got killed by someone that had just been released from prison with terror-related charges. So Dave's saying the similarities between Jack and Dave is that they're both trying to help people see the truth or help people have a better future. Nice tribute, that.
Color of past, but you devoted your life to giving others a chance, and for that I'm so taken aback, because he gave us all a voice. I have to say it for Jack. As a young black man that's seen paper and crack, giving tougher sentences, it's just paper and cracks. All he would want.
As a young black man who's seen paper and crack, money and drugs, yeah, to give tougher sentences is just papering cracks. You know, you say papering over cracks, so you can't see what's really there. You know, so when something's foundations are broken, cracks start to appear. And by just putting some paper over it or painting over it, ain't going to fix it. Those foundations need to be rebuilt.
Cracks. All he would want is unity, funding for communities, equal opportunities, people under scrutiny, no more immunity, way less hatred, more conservation, less deforestation. We want rehabilitation. Now that would be amazing. But Grenfell victims still need accommodation, and we still need support for the Windrush generation, reparations for the time our people spent on plantations. I'm done.
Man, that was deep. So he's talking about Grenfell Towers, you know, they set on fire. A lot of people died, a lot of people lost their homes, and still they don't have accommodation. That was 3 years ago. The Windrush generation, I think that was just after the war, you know, when population was low, you know, the Windrush generation, people came over from Caribbean, you know, helped out in factories and helped out in the country, yeah, and then a lot of them got sent back, a lot of them got deported, you know, and obviously being put on plantations and slavery. A lot before that, we were talking about, you know, let's stop with the deforestation and stuff like that. But the one that stood out was rehabilitation. Instead of just putting people in prison, rehabilitate them so they know how to live when they come out, instead of just releasing them. And that's what Jack Merritt tried to do. And that's why it was sad that, even more sad, I know it was sad anyway that he got killed needlessly, but it's even more sad that he got killed by somebody that had been released from prison when his job was to help people before they got released from prison. Right guys, that's that one done. That was deep. Thanks for watching. If you watched it, I'll see you guys in the next one.